Shalom. I just want to start out by saying, Call Halam La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, peace, citation, hopeful lek, and the occurrence, spreading the truth to the four corners of this earth. My name is Ashala, and today I just want to talk about before the law was written on stone and given to Moses. It was already here. It was already in the earth, and Adam had the law. So without further ado, I'm going to let the precept speak. This is Genesis 2 and verse 7. And it says, And the Lord Yahweh-Shem Yahushai formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So it says the Lord breathed onto Adam the breath of life, So let's find out what that breath of life is. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7 and verse 24. It says, For wisdom is more moving than any notion. She passeth and goeth through all things, for by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall onto her, So that breath of life that was breathed into Adam was this wisdom, is what made Adam a living soul, a living person. And from there, let me go to Deuteronomy 4 and 6 to show you what is that wisdom. This is Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. It says, Behold, I have taught you the statutes and judgments, even as the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So these laws, statutes, and commandments was our wisdom. It was a wisdom that was given unto Adam. And there's a few more scriptures that show that Adam had the law. So I'm gonna just go back to this wisdom, not wisdom. I'm gonna go back to this second Esdras. Second Esdras 7 and 11. And it says, let me just start verse 10. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then he said to me, Even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. So from reading this, we know that the Lord made the world for Israel's sake, and Adam transgressed the statutes, man. So for him to what is transgression? Let's grab that. Or I should say, what is sin? 1 John 3 and 4 says, Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law, And that with that Deuteronomy 4 and 5, showing 4 and 5 and 6, showing that these laws, statutes, and commandments was our wisdom. So when Adam transgressed the statutes, he sinned. Therefore, the law was in effect back then. As it as Paul said it. Where there is where there is no law, there is no sin. Roughly paraphrasing. This is going back to second Esdras. 3. And let me just start verse 6. It says, And thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand hath planted before ever the earth came forward, And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointed death in him and his generations, for whom came nations, tribes, and peoples and kindreds out of number. So this is talking about Adam. It says, unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, man. So sin is transgression of the law. So Adam had the law, statutes, and commandments back then. you know so even going back, um even going back to Genesis, we can go down to um right. I'm gonna just start at Genesis 4 and verse 4. It says, and Abel brought also and Abel, he also brought the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, which unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So this is the Lord telling Cain, why are you mad? Why why do you why is your countenance falling? It says, if you doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. So going back, 1 John 3:4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So this is Lord telling Cain that is going to be waiting for you, man. If you don't do well, sin is going to be waiting for you. Showing that the law was in effect back then. Because Abel knew what to offer. And Cain brought his fruit salad, man. So hopefully this is edifying, and showing that before it was written on stone and given to Moses, the law was in effect, and it was given onto Adam and passed down to his descendants. So hopefully, like I said, this is edifying. Just want to end up by saying, Call Halam Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kakadash. Want to give them honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and citation for Lek and the Ark and spreading the truth of the four corners of the earth. Shalom.